Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So we're going to take a look at some fights from the main account, and we're first going to open up with the Batman Ninja fight that's going to be used to clean up Sub-Zero. I wanted to use this fight yesterday if you remember, but I by mistake played it against Hellboy, and yeah, it was not a huge mistake, not the end of the world. We got to fighting Sub-Zero eventually, and we're going to kill him. We have Bait Club at level 9 on Batman and Catwoman, we have level 8 God Killer and level 4 Prometheum Sword for the passive stats, and the God Killer and Prometheum Sword will pretty much be present on every single team as far as passive stats goes, so just keep that in mind for future reference. And we can reliably enough combo and chop him with Catwoman after one hit, though it's not the best experience in the world, and we're still failing a lot of times. Like, I don't recommend this. This guy's rough to combo and chop because he has almost no window between his hits, and also hits very fast the first 3 times, so there's almost no room to do so, but Catwoman can squeeze some hits in there. Most likely can do it more reliably than I can do it, usually. We're going to have a Raven Conflant Aquaman team. I have done this fight yesterday as well, against the same boss as well. You might be like, how did you deal 0 damage to him last time? Well, I got unusual gameplay at the end of the match, and my damage did not get registered, so this time we're going to try to do a little bit of a better job to prevent that. Raven back in there, just building darkness. We have, as mentioned, the exact same artifacts actually as on the Batman Ninja team. They're special in there. Raven back in there. Conflant Aquaman back in there. They're special. Re-engage the combo. Special 1 from Raven, being in their jump attack. And we're going to make sure that we don't kill him. Let him to a point where he's gonna pretty much die to the dot damage or get to 1 HP to the dot damage. Now I'm gonna speed the fight up even more, because what we're going to let him do is molest Raven until the end of the fight to hopefully let some time pass and let some damage come by to our team to kind of let the game know, like, bro, we're not hacking. And yeah, you can tell that Raven is not really having a good time over there, but finally using Super to dispatch of him, and surprisingly enough this worked and we did not get unusual gameplay. Boy did I miss this team, boy did I miss this team. So I messed around with BMWL, with Brainiac and Batwoman Drowned, and for those of you who have a higher star rating than 3 stars Batwoman Drowned and you're able to one-shot stuff with Beta Club with that team, I'm happy for you, but I'm not in that category of people. So since that's not the case for me, I'm gonna go back actually to the BMWL's Deathstroke team, because honestly, because of the smoothness of the gameplay of this team, this actually deals more damage than if I use Beta Club on BMWL's. We had sort of salvation on BMWL's and we got all his percent health damage on the first transformation. It feels absolutely lovely to see the boss not permanently jumping while you're in final form. Boy, who would have thought this would be a great idea to not make them spam jump while you're in final form. So yeah, I'm just too happy that the Drowned Hazard is no longer on the map and I can actually play on BMWL properly. Now we're going to move into Deathstroke. Deathstroke is gonna have no trouble dying here, because this man has the Berserk ability, allowing him to deal more damage based on the amount of power bars that he has. Keep that in mind, because that will be important for future fights. We're just going to combo and chop him and push him to the corner with the clone. It seems that even when he tries to swipe back, he can't really do that, so that's amazing, because it means nothing except me messing up can hinder our progress here. Combo and chopped again. Into our special 2. Combo and chopped again. Another special 2 in there. Combo and chopped again. By the way, when you're combo and chopping with Deathstroke, a little bit of advice for this fight. You're using Nora's Notebook, right? You need to push him to a corner and combo and chopped and special 2. When you're combo and chopping, even though you might have enough energy for a special 2, you need to do your full combo before doing a special 2, because that's a guaranteed window of opportunity where you know it's gonna be a smooth gameplay and you did not mess up and you're not gonna have room to fail anything. But at the same time, you should never do more than 1 combo while having enough energy for the special 2, because you never know if you're gonna fail the combo interruption or not, and you need to not let that window go. Wait and have a guaranteed special 2 in there. Over here I'm not really doing the full combo because we're in the last minute and the power generation is just plenty. You need to do the special 2 as late as possible, but before having a chance to fail again, basically. Because if you're gonna fail afterwards, then at least you squeeze in one more special 2 in there. Another special 2 in there. And here he's not gonna get enough energy for another special 2, so I tried to tag Deathstroke in, the baseline Deathstroke, and use another special 2, but that was kind of late. But nevertheless, this fight went so well. 1.4 billion damage. Let's go, I missed this team. So this is gonna be a little bit of a weird one. So Manta's passive that's going to give him increased damage against specific targets by hitting them multiple times is going to work at 3 times efficiency against boss Aquaman. And I have one-shot 2 billion Aquaman characters with kind of this setup. But previous fights I was using Beta Club on Manta as far as I remember. So for this one I tried Jokerized Batarangs. Also we have Silver Green Lantern for the smoothness of the fight. The Jokerized Batarangs are only at level 5, so that's gonna suck a little bit. But the Jokerized Batarangs are going to put me at 4 fast attack hits and are going to give me additional damage against poison targets. Poison targets I'm gonna poison with doing abilities with Manta. But this was a bad idea for a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm trying to make a level 5 Jokerized Batarangs compete with the performance of a level 9 Beta Club, which is just not gonna happen. And second of all, the Beta Club would have been efficient far earlier in this scenario than the Jokerized Batarangs, because you might see that we're not really using specials with Manta at this point, because we're still stacking with Brainiac. But the Beta Club would have been active from minute 1. Active at a little bit less efficiency than peak performance, but nevertheless active from the very start of the fight. So I think Beta Club would have been a better choice here and might have yielded a better result. But nevertheless, we're going to keep going with this. You can combo and chop Aquaman characters with Manta after 1 hit, but I just didn't feel like bothering here, to be honest, to be fair. And considering that this was one of the first fights after I woke up, even though we're losing some damage by not having something like Classic Wonder Woman in there, we're definitely not losing damage by me being able to do combos and not get constantly hits. You can see that now we kind of switch into the poison gameplay. There's special in there, he's stunned. We're going to do our basic attack hits, and you can see that his health is depleting quite rapidly when we're in that specific scenario. But yet again, it's a little bit late for that, and it's going down at a pretty slow pace considering the time that's left of this fight. And the shield from Green Lantern is going to be soon over, still having only a 4-star Green Lantern. I'm not close to 5 stars yet, and that's level of passive kind of hurts in those situations. Special 2 in there because it's less costly than the 3rd special. Combo chopped in there. Combo chopped again. And the shield is almost gone, and at this point I'll start to really fail. And the timer is really not on our side, let's be honest here. 22 seconds wouldn't have been enough to kill him, no matter how good I play this. And no worry, I'm gonna play it bad, by the way. I also lost the stacks here. Towards the last few seconds, it just went terribly. I guess with better gameplay, we might have stood a chance to do something here, to get maybe close to one shot, but nah bro, I should have just used Beta Club in this scenario here. But yeah, the more you play, the more you learn, guys. And I'm going to quickly dispatch this dude with my League of Anarchy. They're playing here into a class disadvantage because it's agility versus mind, and this specifically hurts the League of Anarchy, like more than other teams, because they get their normal damage reduced, which influences the dot damage reduction, and then they also get their dot damage reduced a second time on top of that as a separate value. But it's not gonna matter in this one. You can see that I'm not even going to super move, because he just doesn't have that much health. My League of Anarchy can definitely do it. We have level 6 Dark Null cards, by the way, on Harley, and we have 500% crit damage built. So that's going to do well for us over here. And yeah, that's about it for this fight. Again, Predator better than 7 stars to get that additional stun duration, to get my very last hit always on a stun. And pretty straightforward team other than that, and it does the job, it gets the job done definitely, and even had 1 full minute in there. I think they could have done easily 1.3 billion against that. You're going to fight Boss Green Arrow, and remember when I told you to keep in mind that he's got the Berserk ability, and the more power he has, the more damage he's going to deal, so keep that in mind for this fight, because it's gonna come into play. Here we have Red Hood with Mr. Freeze with Classic Wonder Woman in there obviously for the additional crit damage, and Red Hood for time extension and for being a little bit of a combo builder for Mr. Freeze, I guess. Didn't really need to jump over that because it's not Multiverse Green Arrow, his power drain will not bypass through block, but I just did that and it went well. Pushing him towards the corner, Mr. Freeze in there. Want to get his super move out of the way as well. Because keep in mind, well, he's only 3 stars and his super move is not buffing him by that much. It's also adding 10 power usage stacks. So now we're going to speed things up because we are going to transition into the Mr. Freeze combo, where we just freeze the enemy and watch dot values fly. I know, very, very entertaining stuff, but this is sadly the most optimal way to play him. There we go, 5.2 mil. Gonna block there, pushing back in there. Jump attack, 5.8. And yeah, I think we're capping at 5.8? Question mark? Nah, 6 million is going to be kind of the cap as far as we can go in terms of dot damage. Something that I didn't realize is that this man has super available, and there goes Mr. Freeze. And also, I want to point out before I go that the God Killer actually seems to give you a lot of damage against targets that have the Berserk ability for some reason. Maybe because their attack is big when they have full power. But yeah, this Red was dealing a decent amount of basic attack hits. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it, subscribe for more content like this. And I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.